Most important is the openness. Most important is the ability for the two of you to communicate, to sit down and say, this is what we have.
Okay.
You don't have to literally bring the money, but we know our muscle is this strong, and this is how we are going to handle the muscle.
Okay.
The beauty of it is that when the muscle is weakened, or I wake up tomorrow and I don't have the job, or she doesn't have, it is easier for us to converge again and say, look, now our muscle has been reduced into half.
Yeah.
So how do we go ahead based on what we now have, right? So that is the most important.
Okay.
And just being able to sit down together and plan as a unit.
Okay.
Because when you get married, you become a unit. And you need to be the strongest unit ever. You've been having a secret account and tomorrow you drop dead and your husband doesn't know, your wife doesn't know. Now, for who are you saving?
Okay.
Excuse. Because your children are going hungry. There is money that is unknown.
Yes.
It's lying somewhere. It will go back to the government.
Imagine.
As unclaimed. Though I also understand that the issue of openness is not a one-sided thing. You don't just wake up today and say, look, this is what I have. What about you? It's a journey.
Yes.
I discovered that when you want to learn about personal development, do not go alone. Carry your spouse along.
Okay.
It does wonders because your mind gets revolutionized at the same time.
Yes.
So it becomes easier for us to reason at the same level because we go for the same seminars. Any seminar that is useful to both of us, I will carry her. There is this thing I call financial disclosure in marriage. Ideally, it needs to happen just before marriage when we are coming clean. And when we are disclosing about what we do for a living, what we are making for a living. We're disclosing about debt, if we have any. It is sad to mention that I have met cases where marriages have been dissolved 2 weeks after formalization.
What?
Just because the lady has suddenly discovered the guy is so much into debt that he had not disclosed.
Okay.
And so it is not the man she thought she was getting into, right? So you need to disclose about debt. Things may not necessarily have to be jointly owned. That may not be so easy to achieve.
Okay.
For example, if she decides to buy a car and the employer is financing, for example,
yes.
it will not come in both our names.
Oh, you say I want 2 cars.
Yes. So if we begin to fight and say it must be jointly owned or registered, then that would be a different thing.
Okay.
But if there exists trust between the two of us, then there is bound to be no problem. However, as you progress in life, you will begin to make decisions of unifying these things that you own in such a way that then you're planning for succession as you move ahead.
Okay.
You are asking the question, what would happen should the worst happen? So if tomorrow I'm not there and he is not in the picture or she is not in the picture, so then who's going to manage this for the benefit of the children?